In the heart of a remote village, nestled within dense, ancient forests, lay an abandoned asylum that loomed like a specter in the moonlight. Stories of its haunting echoed through generations, whispered tales of tormented souls trapped within its decaying walls. Amelia, a curious journalist with an appetite for the macabre, was drawn to the asylum's enigmatic history. Ignoring warnings from locals, she ventured into its desolate corridors, armed only with a flickering flashlight and relentless determination. As she navigated the labyrinthine hallways, shadows danced and whispered secrets of unspeakable tragedies. The air grew thick with a suffocating presence, and the asylum seemed to breathe with a life of its own. Yet, Amelia pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity. Each step echoed through the derelict chambers, the silence punctuated by distant whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls. Amelia's pulse quickened as she delved deeper, uncovering forgotten patient records and tattered journals filled with cryptic writings. In the dead of night, the asylum's haunting past came to life. Ghostly apparitions materialized, their anguished moans reverberating through the corridors. Amelia, now gripped by terror, realized she had stumbled upon an otherworldly presence, unable to distinguish reality from the spectral realm. Desperate to escape the asylum's clutches, she raced toward the exit, only to find the hallways shifting and rearranging, confining her within an inescapable nightmare. The once feeble whispers crescendoed into blood-curdling screams that pierced the darkness. With sheer determination, Amelia found a hidden passage leading to the asylum's heart, a forbidden chamber where unspeakable rituals were rumored to have taken place. As she entered, a deafening silence enveloped her, a stark contrast to the chaos outside. In the center of the chamber lay an ancient, ornate mirror, reflecting a twisted version of reality. Amelia's reflection morphed into a grotesque visage, a manifestation of the asylum's malevolent force, reaching out to drag her into its eternal abyss. Just as the grasp of darkness seemed inevitable, she shattered the mirror, unleashing a blinding light that banished the malevolent presence. Gasping for breath, Amelia emerged from the asylum, its ominous silhouette fading into the night. To this day, Amelia carries the asylum's haunting whispers in her nightmares, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurk within forgotten walls. The village remains shrouded in an eerie silence, the abandoned asylum a grim sentinel, guarding its haunting secrets. In the small town of Millbridge, there stood an old, dilapidated hotel known as the Evercrest Inn. Locals spoke of Room 13, a space cursed by a tragedy shrouded in secrecy. One stormy night, a weary traveler named Alex unknowingly checked into that fateful room, setting in motion a series of events that would haunt them forever. As the clock struck midnight, strange occurrences unfolded. Unseen footsteps echoed in the hallway outside Room 13, and the air within became palpably dense. The flickering light cast distorted shadows, and whispers danced through the darkness, narrating a tale of long-lost sorrow. The room seemed frozen in time, with vintage furniture draped in dusty sheets. A vintage radio, untouched by human hands, crackled to life, emitting a haunting melody from a bygone era. The temperature plummeted, and a ghostly figure manifested in the mirror, its mournful gaze fixing upon Alex. Unable to escape the room, Alex experienced vivid nightmares that blurred the lines between sleep and wakefulness. Faces of the past emerged from the shadows, their anguished expressions pleading for release. The silence in Room 13 grew oppressive, broken only by the occasional sound of distant weeping. Days turned into endless nights, and the boundary between reality and the supernatural dissolved. Alex's reflection in the mirror distorted into a ghastly visage, and the walls bore witness to spectral handprints that seemed to claw from within. Shadows danced on the ceiling, taking on forms that whispered forgotten secrets. In a final act of desperation, Alex tried to leave Room 13, only to find the door sealed shut. The vintage radio's melody reached a crescendo, drowning the room in a symphony of sorrow. The ghostly figure in the mirror extended a hand, beckoning Alex to join the silent lament that echoed through the haunted halls of the Evercrest Inn. To this day, Room 13 stands as a testament to the unending nightmare that consumed Alex. The Evercrest Inn remains a place of dread, its hallways haunted by the silence that lingers in the wake of a traveler who vanished into the unknown. The legend of Room 13 endures, a whispered warning to those who dare to rest their heads in the heart of its eternal darkness. In the remote town of Whispering Pines, an eerie stillness hung in the air, broken only by the occasional hoot of an owl or the rustle of leaves carried by an unseen wind. The town was known for its inexplicable occurrences, tales whispered among locals about the woods that bordered the outskirts, where shadows danced in the moonlight and whispered secrets only the bravest dared to seek. One stormy night, Claire, a curious young woman fascinated by the town's mysteries, ventured into the woods. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of foreboding, she treaded cautiously, the trees casting haunting silhouettes against the faint glow of the moon. With every step, the silence grew heavier, the air thick with an unspoken warning. As Claire delved deeper, the woods seemed to come alive with a presence unseen but palpable. Shadows twisted and contorted, taking eerie shapes that seemed to watch her every move. The woods echoed with faint whispers that promised forgotten secrets and hidden truths, tugging at her curiosity. Lost in the labyrinth of trees, Claire stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated cabin. Its weathered exterior bore the scars of time, the windows boarded shut as if hiding unspeakable horrors within. Yet an inexplicable force drew her closer, compelling her to uncover the mysteries lurking behind those sealed walls. Inside, the air was stale, heavy with the weight of the past. Dust-covered furniture stood frozen in time, remnants of a life abandoned long ago. But it was the silence that unnerved Claire the most, a silence so profound, it felt suffocating, as if the very essence of sound had been devoured by the shadows. A faint glimmer of light caught her eye, leading her to a hidden door concealed behind a tapestry. As she cautiously pushed it open, a chilling draft swept through, carrying with it whispers that crescendoed into tortured screams. The room beyond was shrouded in darkness, save for a single flickering candle casting elongated shadows on the walls. In that haunting space, Claire's flashlight flickered and died, plunging her into absolute darkness. Panic set in as she fumbled for an escape, but an invisible force seemed to hold her captive. Whispers surrounded her, voices of the past intertwining with her own fear, creating a cacophony that clawed at her sanity. In a moment of desperate instinct, Claire recited an old incantation she'd stumbled upon in her research, hoping to ward off the malevolent forces that now encroached upon her. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and suddenly, the darkness lifted, leaving her standing outside the woods, shaken but alive, the memory of that silent, shadowed night forever etched in her mind. In the sleepy town of Ashenwood, nestled amidst whispering pines and veiled in perpetual mist, lurked a house untouched by time. The old Vanderhouse stood, its windows boarded, doors locked, and secrets buried within its walls for decades. As the town's historian, Samuel, delved into forgotten archives, he stumbled upon a haunting tale. The Vanderhouse, once home to the enigmatic Vander family, had witnessed unspeakable tragedies, each generation succumbing to an unexplained demise. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Samuel embarked on a quest to unravel the house's mysteries. With a single rusted key found among ancient records, he dared to breach the Vanderhouse's threshold, guided only by flickering candlelight. Within the house, time seemed frozen, the air thick with an ominous stillness. Shadows danced in the corners, whispered secrets echoing through its hollow halls, and ghostly whispers teased the edges of Samuel's sanity. Each room revealed fragments of the Vander family's tragic past. Faded portraits stared mournfully from the walls, dusty furniture bore witness to forgotten memories, and cryptic symbols etched on the floor hinted at a malevolent presence. As the night deepened, Samuel's torchlight unearthed a hidden chamber, concealed for generations. Within, a sinister altar adorned with relics of dark rituals lay dormant, exuding a palpable malevolence that sent shivers down his spine. A bone-chilling realization dawned upon Samuel. The Vander family's tragic ends were not coincidental but orchestrated by a sinister force bound to the house. Desperate to escape the malevolent grasp, he raced to flee, haunted by echoing whispers and spectral apparitions. The Vander house stood silent once more, its secrets guarding a history destined to remain forgotten. The mist veiled its dormant windows, but the echoes of tragedy lingered, a testament to the malevolent entity that continued to prey on those daring enough to seek the truth within its walls. Once, in a forgotten corner of the world, there stood an ancient asylum shrouded in whispers and chilling legends. The sanatorium, as locals called it, was a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred, casting a perpetual shadow over its tainted halls. Legend had it that Dr. Mortimer, the asylum's chief psychiatrist, had delved into the darkest recesses of the human mind. His experimental treatments bordered on the macabre, leaving a trail of tormented souls lingering within the asylum's walls. Years later, a group of thrill-seeking adventurers embarked on a dare to spend a night within the sanatorium's decaying walls. Ignoring warnings and fueled by bravado, they ventured into the eerie corridors, armed only with flickering flashlights and nerves of steel. As the night deepened, unsettling occurrences plagued the adventurers. Whispers echoed from unseen corners, chilling drafts swept through the halls, and ghostly apparitions flickered in and out of existence. Shadows danced menacingly, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly presence. The group, now plagued by fear, found themselves separated, each one navigating the labyrinth of corridors alone. They encountered visions of tortured souls, their anguished cries piercing the darkness. Reality warped, and time seemed to stand still within the asylum's cursed confines. In a desperate bid to reunite, they stumbled upon Dr. Mortimer's old office, a place where his malevolent experiments had taken place. The walls were adorned with haunting photographs and cryptic notes, each one telling a tale of suffering and despair. As the night wore on, the veil between the living and the dead grew thinner. The adventurers, now consumed by terror, sought an escape from the asylum's grasp. But the spirits trapped within its walls hungered for release, their mournful wails echoing through the asylum's corridors. At the break of dawn, as the first light seeped through the windows, the survivors fled the sanatorium, forever haunted by the harrowing night they had endured. The asylum remained a forsaken relic, a testament to the horrors that lurked within, its chilling whispers forever etched in the minds of those who dared to enter. To this day, the sanatorium stands, its ominous presence a warning to those who dare to seek the truth in the darkest recesses of the human psyche. The legend of the asylum and its tormented souls lives on, a tale that chills the spine and keeps even the bravest souls awake at night.